Well, hello guys. This is our 39.7 here. Um, did not think I would do a anti-poke video, especially this fucking late. But and by the way, what I mean by this way, I'm referring to the fact that it's 3:15 a.m. Pacific here at good old Cali. But I was still up and I was gathering a whole bunch of tabs and shit for the occasion. So I figured, why the fuck not? So this is a Richie's thoughts, and this is gonna be the one right after the episode of which you saw before this, which is the whole thing regarding Crash Team Rumble, my rant about the Reddit post, and all that shit. So this is one that's gonna come out in conjunction with the other episode. So you'll get two videos practically. So there's that to consider. But yeah, after today's any poke episode that just ended around like an hour or so ago, we got bombarded with a whole lot of shit that happened right afterwards with, brand new information, new trailers, new this, new that. So before I get started on that, obviously spoiler alert, because obviously, I want to be courteous. So if you're watching this video and you have not seen today's episode, pause this fucking video, go watch the episode, and then resume the video. Okay, cool. So after the latest episode of Pokemon Journeys, that was pretty much the end of Journeys. Like, this was like essentially the last episode for that season, season, I guess, because you can't technically call it a region season because we weren't really in a region, but because we were going through so many regions. But anyways, so afterwards they bombarded us with a whole bunch of trailers. Well, not a whole bunch, but 3 trailers with a whole bunch of information, implications all over the place, and what have you. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot more information that comes out right after I get done with the video, so I would not be surprised. But just in case, here's a disclaimer. As of 3:17 a.m. Pacific, I am reviewing the information that we were given to us on the internet. As you can tell by the fact that the screenshot I have here shows here, I'm gonna get rid of that. Shows the tweet. Well, many tweets actually. You just don't see the tabs. So what we're gonna do is go for each and one of them, give my honest opinion about each of the things that were talked about, and then see where I think it'll go from here. So let me see here. Okay, so we're gonna start off with. Actually, give me a sec. Sun just came up. Give a sec. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. So let's talk about the first thing that was revealed to us right from the get-go. Or I guess not in particular order, but the one I want to talk about first. This right here. This was bound to happen. I think anybody that's been watching the Pokemon anime, for a really long time, or you're just getting started, but you know the history. This was bound to happen. This was bound to happen. Now, the funny thing is that they came out and said, like this person is saying right here, that they came out and said that, oh, Ash's journey will still continue, but they probably meant in this capacity. Where, as you can see here, the final chapter in Ash and Pikachu's story, 11 episodes to air starting Friday, January 13th of 2023 in Japan. Let's go back to this one. So this is the poster for that said anime. I think this is the tweet for this one. All right, cool. Let's read the statement. In April 1997, Satoshi, which is Japanese name, and Pikachu left Mazada Town, which is Power Town, and stepped into the world of pocket monsters. As he made lots of new friends and fought in Pokemon battles, Satoshi's goal always remained the same: to become a Pokemon master. From Friday, January 13, 2023, Ash and Pikachu's journey to reach that goal will be shown over the course of 11 episodes, which is apparently tentative, of Pocket monsters aim to be a Pokemon master. In these episodes, Satoshi will be joined by his former travel companions like Misty and Brock as they go around from region to region, meeting Pokemon they have formed strong bonds with and have gotten in the past. An adventure full of excitement and drama is about to unfurl. All right, that is interesting. That is interesting. So first of all, this is the way that they're gonna end Ash's journey. By this little mini series. Now they say tentative, but the way that it's been talked about, from the press releases and what people have been saying, it seems like that this series is going to go up until the brand new anime is going to come out, which doesn't come out until April, which we'll get to. So what they're doing is essentially, again, like a mini episode series that kind of recaps his adventures in a way, but they're kind of just going back and re-experiencing some of it. Now, obviously, they can't fit every single bit of his adventures into a 11 fucking episode series, which is, I guess, why they're calling it tentative. So maybe they want to see how these 11 episodes go, and maybe they'll do more afterwards as like a side thing every once in a while. Or maybe they're just dead set on 11 episodes, but maybe they're just putting the tentative in there just in case. I really don't know. But this part is really interesting. In these episodes, Ash will be joined by his former travel companions like Brock and Misty. So this is implying that Ash, when he goes around the regions, right, he's going to be joined by his former travel companions. So, for example, I assume for Kanto, Johto, it'll be Ash, Misty, Brock. And then for Hoenn, it'll be something. Basically, I would imagine it plays out exactly the way it did before, where he went to, like, let's say Hoenn, it'll be like Brock, May, and Max, Sinnoh, Ash, Brock, Dawn, Unova, Ash, Iris, Silent, etc., etc. So I imagine that this is what they're gonna do, because I figure with the way that this sentence sounds, it makes that very, very clear. And obviously, as you see here, meaning Pokemon they have formed strong bonds with and or gotten in the past. So pretty much every single Pokemon that we have seen throughout the time of his journey will appear in some sort of capacity. For example, I mean, there's the Butterfree, and the Butterfree actually made an appearance today in today's episode with the pink Butterfree. The same exact one that Ash released so long ago. So I feel like that's what this is. I mean, there's really not much to say about this one because, again, there's really not much we could go off of. This looks like, to me, like a mini-series that's going to recap his adventures with a lot of his friends. I imagine, like, they have, like, a set number of episodes that each, I guess, group is going to be given. And then within those episodes, they go back to, like, certain memories are probably more memorable with the fans. So I imagine there are some moments in Kanto that they're only going to revisit if they feel like it resonates with the fans. Same thing with Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, Unova, Kalos, and Alola. I guess technically Galar, but we had our episodes in Galar, but wasn't given like a full region fledged series, but that's all right. But yeah, I am rather surprised by the fact that they're going with this, because my prediction for how he would have ended was something where I think he would have just still gone to Paldea, and that he would just win that shit there, and then that would be the end of it. But I figured at some point that they were probably going to pull the plug beforehand, because I'm thinking, well, maybe if they feel like if he can win against Leon in the whole fucking Pokemon World Championship tournament, then what's the point in going over to Paldea and do essentially the same thing? Because it's like he's already defeating like all the other strong trainers that he fought in the tournament. Going to Paldea is essentially repetitive if that's the goal, to become even more stronger. And I'm kind of glad that the anime realized that, because they probably looked at that win and they were just like, yeah, that's pretty much it. Because, again, like I said before, and I think I said this in one of the last few episodes where I gave my opinion about Ash versus Leon before it even fucking aired, which was, if Ash were to stop, if Ash was not going to be the main character anymore, him winning against Leon will essentially start that domino. And I think a lot of people have like the same thought process too, because it's like, what else can he fucking do at this point? What else can he do at this fucking point? Like, here's what I said back then. I said in the episode that if he were to still be in the anime, it would be one or two things, or I guess a few things. One, I thought that he would be some sort of mentor, the same way that Sakuragi was to Ash and Go, where he'll appear in some episodes here and there just to give like insight to the new main character. And then he won't be in every other fucking episode, but he'll be there from time to time to be as this inspirational role model for them to understand and follow, sort of like Naruto and Boruto in a way. Or what they would do, and did I say this in the episode? I'm not sure if I did, but if I didn't, quote me on that and tell me I'm full of shit. But I also believe that one of the other ideas that they could do with him, or actually, if I haven't said in the episode already, in that other episode, I guess I could say it now. Or what they could do is have like a bit of a recap adventure, in the sense that you recap some of the strongest moments as a character, and you reanimate that together, but give it like a new perspective. Well, not new perspective, but something like this, like something like that project, something like that. So that was really my thought process. Though, to be fair, I feel like the first one I talked about was more authentic, because I feel like the second one I kind of just thought off at the last minute before the episode aired, where I was just like, yeah, they're probably gonna do some sort of recap adventure miniseries, something like Pokemon Generations in a way, where it's like a certain amount of episodes, and they have that much to work with in terms of recapping the adventures or showcasing certain things that maybe they haven't done before. But whatever. But yeah, my overall thoughts about this certain project. I'm super excited, honestly, because the whole point of this Pokemon Ain't to be a Pokemon Master miniseries, because I mean technically it is a miniseries, unless they clarify and say it to us later that hey, it's not. This feels like to me the perfect series for those that have stuck by the series for such a long time, that want to go back and re-experience their favorite region in a way, with the modern anime style, which I know people are super excited to see and how they would do and stuff like that. But again, with 11 episodes and with like 7 fucking regions of like friends and stuff, one has to imagine how they're gonna do this. Like, does Kanto get like 2 or 3 episodes? Johto gets free, and Hoenn gets free, which that will already be 9, which is why I feel like 11 episodes in this statement just seems kind of weird, because I don't feel like that's enough episodes to really put like fucking 7 regions worth of shit. Now, of course, I know I didn't mention Galar, but the reason I didn't mention Galar is because, again, it wasn't really given like a full-fledged region series. And yes, I know it still had episodes and good moments here and there, but I'm talking about like for the ones that we've fully seen throughout. So I would say for sure. That the 11 episodes part is going to be a little bit weird, but who knows? Maybe they'll change their minds or some shit. But yeah, overall, I'm really excited about this project. I think it's going to be a great callback / throwback series for the fans. And I know a lot of people are going to be super excited to see Misty and Brock again. And the trailer does show like Ash and Misty meeting each other again at the same exact spot. Well, I don't know if it's the same exact spot, but it's basically in the same exact area where they first met way back then. And obviously Brock is still doing the stupid shit, flirting with fucking women and shit. And there's a whole thing with Gary saying at the beginning of the trailer, it's like, oh, now that you become a champion, what are you going to do? Is it one step closer to being a Pokemon Master or whatever? It's not the exact quote, but that's basically the question that he's asking. He's saying, you're a champion now. Does that get you any closer to your main goal? So, overall, I am super excited for this. And this airs on January 13th, 2023. Okay. Sounds good to me. All right. So, that's what this is. That's what this is. 11 episodes to air starting January 13th. All right, now this we'll talk about this later because I have a lot to say for. So yeah, let's talk about this one. But before I do that, let me turn off this so I can go find a proper tweet without spoiling the shit I want to talk about later. Okay, here we go. All right, nice. So basically, what was the second thing that was announced? Was a special episode called Pocket Monsters Distant Blue Sky will air next week on December 23rd, showing the encounter between Ash and a mysterious boy named Haruto. That's fucking funny. I was literally talking about fucking Naruto as being like some sort of inspiration role model in this series, Boruto, and how I talked about how Ash could essentially be the same thing, or would have been the same thing. And then they do shit like this where they call the boy Haruto. Weird. Anyways, so basically, right, from what I gathered and watching the trailer, because out of all the projects, this one kind of is there and it was announced, but there wasn't very much left to really be, like, there wasn't that much information. I mean, to be fair, it still is the other one I'm going to bring up, which is the last one. But I think that one is more self-explanatory and it makes sense. But this one literally airs next week. So unless I'm missing like fucking information like a dumbass, then I don't know. So Distant Blue Sky is essentially, I guess, the movie continuity timeline, because the way that he looks in the poster does not give me the impression that it's from the Journey's continuity. It looks exactly like the same style that we saw in movie 20, which is what a lot of people have been saying. Like this guy here, he says, well, actually, does the thing even show? Oh no, it does. So right under the Richie Spots logo, you can see, based on the previews, it seems to be more the movie continuity, which makes sense because it's literally the same exact art style. It's the same exact OG clothes that was specifically worn in movie 20, so it makes sense. So in the trailer, it shows off Ash camping by himself, and then I guess out of nowhere the boy appears. We see Team Rocket, and then we see them going on like this little mini journey here and there. Again, there wasn't really much. Actually, you know what? We're gonna risk it for the biscuit. We're gonna go look at the trailer. But obviously, what I'm gonna do beforehand is, well, actually, before I even fucking show it, fair warning, I'm gonna block off the video itself, because obviously if I show any sort of this shit, this is not gonna be acceptable to the copyright stuff. So yeah, get fucked, YouTube. So let's take a look. Well, actually, not let's take a look. You guys can't really see it, but I'll describe it as it goes. So Ash gets up from the camp. He meets the boy Haruto, and it shows off the wild Kanto Pokemon, and it shows Ash on the Gyarados, and it looks like he goes on a journey with the character for a little bit. I mean, it is supposed to be a singular episode from what it looks like, so I guess they're adventuring for a bit, and then that's pretty much it. I mean, it doesn't say special episodes, it says special episode, so I imagine there's a lot more to it. But yeah, let's continue. Also, I would like to point out that the music that they used for this trailer is super ironic. This is the same exact theme. I know it's from fucking Kalos, but it's the one where young Ash and young Serena were talking to each other in the forest. You know, that town. I think it's the Vanillix Town theme music. I'm super sorry if I didn't even fucking get that correct, but it's basically that theme. One of the more memorable Kalos music tracks. Okay, so let me finish the trailer, and I'm going to talk about a particular shot, because that is fucking amazing. Okay, cool. Alright. let's talk about this. So, in the trailer, there's a part where it's a painting of the clouds, and we see three people. We see this, this, and this. Now you're probably thinking, who are these people? Who could they be? Well, judging by the hair and judging by the proportions, I would think it's none other than Ash. Because look at this. Who else could it be with the same exact hair? Who? Tell me. So this is supposedly young Ash. And I assume Delia when she was younger. It has to be like a different hairstyle for Delia or something. But Delia right here. And oh boy, this is the one that people are really going to be riled up about. This is supposedly the father. Now when I say supposedly, I'm not saying that the official account confirmed it, or whatever. People are speculating, and I'm speculating that it is the father because it's clearly young Ash in the middle, unless it's somebody brand new that has like the same exact hairstyle. But I call bullshit. I'm pretty fucking sure it's literally young Ash right in the middle. Then we have Delia over here with, I guess, a new hairstyle, I guess. So maybe this was when Delia was a little bit younger. And then Ash's father. Right here. I mean, who the fuck else could it be? Like, it's not Professor Oak. At least I don't think it would be Professor Oak. I mean, even if I feel like for that to be Professor Oak, that would be fucking weird. That would be fucking weird. Hold on. Does this show on stream? No, it does not. Okay. So I don't. This cannot be anybody else other than the father. Now the question is, what will be the implication of this father being this special? I feel like they're still gonna keep him in the dark until, like, if they were to make him appear. I feel like if he were to appear in a special episode, it would be at like near the very end or at the very end of the episode, because it doesn't make sense for him to be revealed in the beginning or the middle. Unless the plot makes sense for that reveal to happen, I feel like he has to be like one of those wild card ending reveals. Because I don't know. Like I said, I feel like unless the plot calls for it, that actually makes sense for it, then yeah, I guess he could be in like the beginning or in the middle. But I feel like, judging by the way that this is presented, I feel like this is something that gets bring up at the middle, around like the middle of the episode, and then near the end he'll probably pop in or whatever. Or if he doesn't pop in, then at the very least we get some sort of idea of what he looked like. Because again, we never had like this. We never got as much as like obviously we never got like an actual appearance from him. I'm like, no shit, but we never got like any idea as to what he would potentially look like, even from a silhouette perspective. Like, we've gotten details of him, but to some degree, but we never got like a visual appearance. And this is probably like the closest we're ever gonna get, unless they actually show this man outright in the episode. Now, do I think that will happen? I'm going to actually give it a 50-50 chance, because I feel like if they went out of their way to now mention or even show the remote possibility of Ash's father, I'd be very surprised if they don't just pull the fucking trigger at this point. Because if this is essentially Ash's last hoorah, then I feel like you have to do that. You have to do that, because it doesn't make sense to keep it in the dark anymore. It literally doesn't. Because if you're essentially writing out Ash as the main character, which is essentially what they're doing, you might as well just fucking reveal who he is and where he... Well, I guess you can say where he's been, but that would probably require its own separate episode, or maybe a separate statement or whatever. But it really depends on how much they want to prioritize that sort of thing. Actually, does Discord show this? Oh, it doesn't. Raph is just messaging me. Lol. But yeah, anyways, I give it a 50-50 chance. I'm trending it towards the positives, meaning like I feel like he definitely will be shown in person. But if he were to be shown in person, and again, I'm not guaranteeing it, I just feel like he will. Okay. I keep saying one thing and then another. That's a mental error. My bad. Here's what I officially think. I think they'll show him. I don't guarantee it 110%, but I feel like, again, if they go out of their way to do this silhouette, there's no reason for them to not show him at this point. Like, it doesn't make sense. Especially if, again, they're going to wrap up his character. So, you have to put this motherfucker in here. Here, let me refresh to see if I missed anything from the comments. Like, unless they do this... I don't think this is going to be... I feel like this is not really going to be it, but I feel like this might be a future... nah, I don't know. Oh, you know what? I don't know if you guys can see it. Oh, actually, you barely can. Okay, so somebody posted an image in the Twitter reply, because the hairstyle actually looks kind of similar to Bianca Bianca from movie 5. Because look at it, you have the little stubs right here, sort of ish, and then you have like the little hat over here. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That would be sincerely interesting as to how they're gonna fucking handle that. What if it's fucking revealed that Latios and Latios were his parents? Can you imagine that? Can you actually fucking imagine that, guys? If literally his parents, or not his parents, because that would apply Delia as his fake mother, but I don't know. It's fucking 342. I'm losing my mind, but this looks very close enough to Bianca. So unless Ash's father was, I don't know, it's complicated, but this is an interesting shot that I'm sure we'll get a lot of answers to and a lot more questions starting next week. So that's the one to look out for. But overall, if you want my final opinion regarding this project, I think this is going to be a really interesting way of how they're going to handle, because again, this is supposed to be the movie continuity one. This is not his main series continuity. But regardless, people are still going to take, Ash's father potentially appear in the anime as like a technical legit appearance regardless of the continuity. So yeah, who knows? Maybe this is Delia, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's Bianca. Who the fuck knows? But Ash's father, I cannot wait to see this man. Cannot wait to see this man. So, all right. Last thing. Holy shit. Holy shit. The Scarlet and Violet anime. Now, this was bound to happen. I mean, we all knew that this was going to happen, but the fact of the matter is, it's not Ash. It's just not Ash. Like, I still can't get over that. Like, I literally cannot. So from what we saw in the trailer, basically it shows off like a variety of Pokemon. Shows off a really nice animated Pokeball, and in the trailer it looks like that this girl right here, which I need to actually pull up the names for. Wait, did I pull up the names? I did not. Okay, well, you know what? We're gonna venture through Twitter just to find the names, but I'm pretty sure it's like I think if I remember correctly, the girl's name is Rika, and then the other one is like Joe or something. Oh my god. Fucking Andy Poke YouTuber, by the way, doesn't even know the information. KW. Hold on. We're gonna take a small intermission during the episode. Oh my god. I can't even get my shit together. KW. Let me take a look here. So let me take a look here. But yeah, while that's happening, and And then at some point, a fucking shiny Rayquaza just appears out of fucking nowhere. Like, what the fuck? Like, like, I'm pretty sure the shiny Rayquaza is probably the equivalent of Ho-Ho for Ash in the sense that it inspired you know, oh, it's Rico. Okay, so Rico, it looks like. Yeah, so Rico's the girl and Roy is the boy. Okay, makes sense. So I feel like Rayquaza will serve the role, um, will serve the role as being the ho-ho for this character. You know, giving them that inspiration. Oh, no, so I forgot to turn the thing. Whoops. Um, giving this character the inspiration to go on their Pokemon journey and see for the world and etc. etc. So that is interesting. The fact that Rayquaza fills that role, if that's what it is. Um, so and what I liked about it too, and this is not my original finding. People at Twitter have pointed it out. I like the fact that this thing is right here on the character's head. Um, let's see if I can find the exact image. Actually, no, I don't think I have it. Okay, well, you know what? This counts. So somebody, well, excuse this part because that's not what I brought this tweet for. So this is done in the same exact way like Ash's hat is, because you know, like in Ash's original hat, he has like the little green, the green symbol like this on the fucking hat, and the fact that this is on her hair, I don't know if that's just necessary tribute, like a little nod, or this could be something else, like potential time skip, maybe. I legitimately have no clue, honestly. Like, it's amazing to think of what could possibly happen in terms of, like, you know, it being like a time skip, it not being a time skip, etc., etc. And the anime in question will be releasing in April with 2 new protagonists, which is these two, and obviously the Paldea stars. So obviously this is the Paldea anime. I'd be very surprised if it wasn't, and because I mean, then again, there's the fucking starters, so I imagine it has to be. Just like the last one. Well, actually, I would say this one we don't know too much of, mainly just the fact that, hey, that this one is going to be released in April, so there's not that much information. I know I said that before with one of the other projects of there not being much information, but I take that back. I think this one we don't know too much about, other than, you know, these 2 new characters, this being the Paldea anime, and Ash not being here, which is going to take a long time for us to get over because we've been using that for so many fucking years. My prediction for this particular anime to go, I think at some point down the road, though, if this is not a time skip anime where he's not older, he probably won't really appear, but if he does, it's gonna be like a final boss end game type of deal, where he serves like an inspiration for the character, but doesn't necessarily show up as often and still does his own thing around the region. But if it's a time skip where he's older, which I don't know if Pokemon will do, but if it is, then maybe what I said about Ash filling that role in, like Naruto does in Boruto, where he serves as like this inspirational role model for the young character to follow, but also help guide them in like certain aspects of their journey and help them learn new things, etc., etc., or just being there for the sake of it, sake of being a boomer that's inspirational, and someone to learn from. So yeah. I mean, there's really not much to say about the Paldea anime, because it's like, well, you know, it's announced for April. It's something that we're all super excited for, and I sincerely cannot wait to see what they're gonna do with it. I really love her design too. She kind of gives off the not like a professor vibe, but somebody that's like smart in the academics. And you could tell that this dude's a fucking battler. You could definitely tell that this dude is 110% a battler. Like I don't like like I feel like Roy, because that's the character's name apparently. I mean I could go confirm it one more time. So let's see. Likum, right. Okay, so they're both Likum, right. Okay. You know what? Let's look up fucking Cerebi. Because maybe he must have posted the names. I hope. If not, then oh well. So yeah, April 2023 is when the anime comes out. We don't have like a specific date though as to when exactly. Um, okay, so yeah, it's Rico and Roy. So let me go back to this. Okay, so yeah, here's what I think. This one, Rico is gonna be the one that's gonna be more into the studying Pokemon overall and trying to be Pokemon smarts. So I feel like this is what this character is gonna take on in terms of the way that they look in their character design. And Roy, I feel like is gonna be the one that's gonna be more of the battler, someone that's gonna want to become really strong. And I feel like they're gonna have a more of a I feel like they're gonna have more of an Ash and Dawn relationship where they kind of fight with each other a little bit, but the more that they understand each other and travel with each other together, I feel like the more they're gonna get closer. Or maybe if you want a better example of that, then maybe Ash and Go, where they kind of got off not knowing each other too well, but once they kind of started that relationship with each other, they just were tooth and nail with one each other. Like they were perfect for each other in the sense of being really great friends and being that close to each other, experiencing the one of their best moments in their lives and stuff like that. So these two I feel like would be underrated ass fucking characters in the whole entire anime. I am putting that on the record right now. For Rico or Raiko. Wait, oh my god. Did I fuck that up again? It's Rico, right? Rico. Rico. Okay, whatever. And of course, we're gonna be seeing a lot more of these fucking tweets, but whatever. But yeah. So overall, I'm super excited to see where the direction in the anime when it gets to this point with the Paldea anime. Very excited to see this character. Very excited to see him. Very excited to see the starters, of course. There's my little fire Croco. That's my boy. Um, and yeah, I don't think there's very much I could say other than that. I would give more thoughts about it on the Pokepod on Monday, but unfortunately I work on that day, so I unfortunately cannot do that. But I imagine that it's gonna be whew, I imagine it could be a pretty interesting Pokemon. So before we do end this episode, let's go ahead and recap my thoughts about it and go through kind of each one. So with this one, I'm super excited to see, but also sad because obviously this is the last time we're going to see Ash as like the main character because he's been here for 20 plus years, and I feel like it has to happen eventually. I mean, it happened with all the other, mostly the other main characters of their show. It was bound to happen eventually. So I'm sad to see this, but at the same time, I'm super excited to see how they're going to handle the whole thing regarding this, where he travels with former travel companions from region to region. So very excited to see how they handle that in terms of what they could do in each of those episodes, how it's going to impact like this being his final hurrah, and etc. etc. So I'm going to be super excited to see how they're going to handle that 110%. This anime, this little Wait, that's not the one. There it is. Well, I mean, technically this is part of it too, but whatever. But this one, Pocket Monsters Distant Blue Sky, this one would be the most interesting. Not to say that all the other ones are not interesting, but of all the ones that are like interesting enough in creativity in this one might take the cake, because you have this, and then you also have the fact that there's a character called Hearted so you have to wonder how they're going to handle that, and how they're going to end this episode in particular, because unless it's a 1 hour special, which we don't even know if that's the case, or it's just going to be a regular 20-minute episode, you have to wonder what they could do within those 20 minutes if it's just a regular episode of like Ash going on the winning adventure with this character, and then how this is going to end, etc., etc. Because this is confirmed to just be one episode. This is just confirmed to be one episode, from what I could tell and from what we've seen so far. So unless they come out and say that, hey, this is going to be like a 1 hour special or whatever, then I wouldn't really expect it to be any less than that. So I'm super excited to see how they go about this episode and how they handle this scene right here. If this is all we're going to see of him, then I guess that's fine. But at the same time, this is probably like the best, closest possible appearance that we're ever going to get of his father. Though, as I said before, I have a funny feeling, not because I have inside information or anything, because I don't, but I have a hunch that maybe we'll actually see this guy in the flesh. Even if it's movie continuity, I really don't fucking care. I just want to see the guy for once. And for this, I'm really excited to see how the anime is going to handle the direction of the series, considering that Ash is presumably no longer the character. Well, actually, not presumably. He's definitely not going to be the main character. How they're going to handle that with his departure, with these two new characters. We don't know, if these two will be still going at it as main characters when the next generation comes, or they're just doing like specific generation characters from this point on. I feel like these two would be perfect for the same continuity that they provided Ash. But I feel like just based on the pose of the poster, I feel like the girl is going to be the one to fill that role. And I feel like that would be awesome. Not against the boy, but I feel like since, we've had like Ash, the male character, be the main one for 20 plus years. I feel like this is the perfect character, Rico. I feel like Rico should take over the that Ash role. So, in the sense of being like the main character and go through the journey and stuff like that. So I feel like this has to be it right here. Like, my money is on this girl right here. So I'm super excited to see that. I'm curious to see how they're going to handle the Rayquaza. I personally think that Rayquaza is going to fill the Ho-Ho role, where the character gets inspired by the Pokemon to go on their journey, or if it doesn't pull Ho-Ho, maybe it pulls a Zekrom, where it serves as like a little interference in the character's journey, but it becomes like a bit of an inspiration towards the character to really, understand the vastness that is the Pokemon world. Like, Rayquaza is not going to serve like a villain or anything like that. It's just there to maybe guide the character to some degree in certain moments. So, again, maybe it'll end up more as a Ho-Ho role, but I say Zekrom in the sense that maybe it does some disastrous shit at the beginning, but then once it comes out, it becomes like a inspirational start for the character to really get going on their Pokemon journey, and maybe it serves as like an end game for the character to find Rayquaza and then pull a Project Mew where she doesn't necessarily capture it, but she feels more close and connected with the Pokemon Rayquaza. So who knows? But yeah, I might make a follow-up video later regarding this. If I see more information, or maybe I'll make a Twitter thread talking more about it. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. 44-minute episode, or it's actually going to be 45 once I get done with the shout outs and shit. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you again for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe on today's video. If you wish to follow me on my content Twitter account, it's r4dude97. By the way, the account that you've been seeing in this video is my personal public account, which is at the bottom left corner over there. more than welcome to follow it, guys. Oh. Yeah, you're more than welcome to follow it, which is at Richie_Faraway1. Wait, is it? Let me see. Yes, it is Richie_Faraway1. And again, my Twitter content account is rfrd97. My Twitch is rfrd97, and my YouTube, as you're watching it right now, is rfrd97. And if you're a boomer like me and others, and have a Facebook, you could follow the page over there, which is rfrd97. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go to bed. But before I do that, obviously, I'm going to upload these videos, schedule them, and then by the time the afternoon rolls around, hopefully they're up. But if you don't see them by later on today, you can find me on Twitter, just say I'm full of shit. But besides that, with that being said, I'm going to go to bed and get to work on these videos. Before I do that, I don't know why I keep doing that in reverse. But yeah, as CSS always says, wash your fucking hands, and be sure to have yourselves a great morning, afternoon, night, or whatever time zone you're in. And have an awesome day, everyone. See you next time on the next video or a stream. Bye-bye.